Very good afternoon. Welcome to BBC London. I'm Thomas Magill. A Monday in London isn't what it once was. The pandemic has changed the way and where many of us work. A recent survey suggests more than half of professionals here are still working in a hybrid way, so a mix of home and the office. Tara Welsh has been looking at how that has affected the capital.
The way we work, where from and when we do it has changed. For some, home and hybrid working has become the norm. But there's a growing debate about what's best for business. I spoke to bosses and workers at this event in North London to get their take.
What are people saying to you? Do you think people want bums on seats, or do you think we're in this hybrid world that's here to stay?
Sure, I think, certainly since the pandemic, there's been a shift in terms of, how we see, employees in the workplace. And for me, it all goes down to trust. Do you trust your employees to get on with their work? And for me, you shouldn't be hiring anyone that you don't trust.
As we expand, we're going to have to look to bring in new employees who would have been coming from companies where they would have been a bit more relaxed with how they've been working ever since, obviously, the pandemic. So, yeah, we're going to have to be very cognizant of the fact that people may want to be able to work in their pyjamas at home, even though me as an employer, I'd like to be micromanaging them, making sure everyone's doing what they're supposed to do. And that's, there's a bit of a fine balance to be had, but, I'm sure we'll work it out.
At the moment, we have to go into the office 3 days a week and we get to work from home 2 days a week. My preference is actually to have it the other way around.
It's really important to note that not everyone has the option to work from home or wherever they like. But a recent survey of professionals in London suggested that 54% now work in a hybrid way. And while many say it's great for their lives and they are productive, concerns have been raised about how good this is for the economy as a whole.
I think the thing I have to be aware of is that there is a potential long-term cost of this. If we think that interaction with colleagues, that face-to-face interaction is an important way about how we do our jobs, there is potentially then going to be a drop-off in terms of how well people function, how well companies function, and then how well the London economy functions as a result.
Its impact is clear to see on the commute. Trains are busy on a Thursday, empty on a Friday, with suburbs buzzing with people opting to log on from cafes or shared workspaces like this. In 2019, offices were more than half full all week long. Now they're busy midweek, but not back to pre-pandemic levels.
Most of our clients are not mandating that a certain thing has to happen. They do want employees to come back. They do want employees to come back at least 3 days a week.
The 9 to 5 is changing. What it becomes is still in question. Tara Welsh, BBC London.
Thousands of families are still without water in parts of Surrey following the failure of a Thames water treatment plant. Bottled water has been offered to customers since Saturday. Irina Ayendar has sent this update from one of those water stations in Godalming.
As you can see behind me, people have been queuing, trying to get their water supplies after they got cut off. And people in the Surrey area, many of them have been without water since Saturday morning. So that's a long time to go without drinking water and bathing water, water for any use whatsoever. I spoke to a woman earlier today and she said she was really annoyed with Thames Water. She said that they hadn't maintained their infrastructure and that was the reason for these problems. Thames Water have said, though, it's due to technical difficulties at a water treatment centre in Guildford. David Bird, who's a spokesperson for Thames Water, gave us the scale of the problem.
The latest figures that we have is around 12,000 properties. We have been delivering to over 100,000 customers over the weekend, our most vulnerable customers, to ensure that they have got bottled water. And we've been bringing in nearly 30 tankers to replenish water supplies. So we've been doing everything we can to support our customers during this really difficult time.
So it's not just residents as well who've been suffering. Bars have been suffering. Last night it was Guy Fawkes night. A lot of pubs and restaurants would have lost a lot of business because of their lack of water supply.
Now, Old Spitalfields Market is a special place for many, but for artist Sue Kreitzman, it's also a treasure trove full of bric-a-brac where she uses in her art. The 83-year-old regularly visits the stalls, and the trips she makes are now affectionately known as the Colour Walk. As part of our 32 series, Sue invited us along.
Every Thursday, flea market. Come with my friends, we all dressed up, we looked for things for our outfits, and we accidentally became a phenomenon. More and more people would join us. We became a color walk. The third Thursday of every month at Old Spitalfields Market. We bring light, we bring love, we bring color. Everybody is welcome. I'm Sue, and I am an outsider artist. For some reason, I was born with a rainbow in my head, so I'm inspired by color. I make sculptures, and the sculptures are made from found objects. I do drawings, and my favorite thing is making neck shrines, and they're shrines to cultural diversity. It will give me power, and I love beadwork. I'm an adopted East Ender. I love everything about the East End, and I especially like Thursdays, because in Old Spitalfields Market, there's an old-fashioned flea market, and I've been going since it opened almost 20 years ago. I find things for my outfits, for my work, for my neck shrines. My friends, who also are very, very colorful, come with me. We support the flea market. We support the traders. It's one of the great joys of life. We're browsing. What's your best price? I make just about everything I wear. And we need places to find bits and pieces. The joy of the hunt, hunting and gathering. You never know what you're going to find. You never know what's going to inspire you. And it's affordable. So we troll, we browse, we talk to the sellers. They get to know us, so they know the kind of things we want. And sometimes we see things we didn't even know we wanted. That, to me, is the noble shopping. It's not buying watches and bags that cost £20,000. I mean, give me a break. I'm not really an old woman. I'm just cleverly disguised as one. And I live for color, I live for art, I live for friendship, and I live for my family. Please disregard the neutrals, disregard the gray and the beige. Immerse yourself in color, in your face, in my face. It's the only way to live, in my opinion.
Fantastic, what a colourful lady. And that takes us to the weather with Sarah Thornton.
Afternoon to you. This week is starting on a much quieter weather note. We've got some lovely sunshine out there at the moment. That's how we're going to stay for the rest of the day today. Light winds, sunshine, and temperatures at the best in the low double figures, low teens, 13 Celsius, 55 in Fahrenheit. It was a bit of a chilly start this morning, wasn't it? And again tonight, with clear skies and light winds, it will allow those temperatures to fall away. In our suburbs, we'll see lows down to very low single figures. So actually rurally, out towards some of the home counties, a touch of ground frost potentially. And then through the day tomorrow, a lot of dry and sunny weather once more. By the end of the day into nightfall though, we'll start to see some showers blowing in from the north and west. It could be a little on the sharp side. A lot of dry weather for the bulk of tomorrow, but it is the sense that things are on the turn. And it's because we've got this low pressure system bringing us rain for Wednesday and a bit of a strengthening of the winds as well. As that clears away, we'll see showers for the end of the week. No matter how you slice it, whether you've got some sunshine or you do have the rain from midweek onwards, temperatures this week are struggling, certainly low teens, if not low double figures, 12 Celsius, 54 in Fahrenheit. There will be some drier weather potentially, although cool at the weekend.
OK, more on all of today's stories on the BBC News app, where you can also find out why 23 classic London buses are being brought back into service for just one day. Riz will be here at 6:30, but from all of the lunchtime team, have a lovely afternoon. Bye-bye.